Welcome to this very special holiday edition of Trowel Time, everybody. Great to have you with us. As always, on the couch and needing it is Tom Braun, our grand lecturer. Tom, welcome.
Thanks, Bob. Nice to Whoa!
Notice,
Nice applause.
no, it was very good. Yeah, it usually doesn't happen. But you'll notice also that he moved up to the primary
The Finkel.
position because Brother Finkel is a little under the weather today, so he couldn't join us. But Tom, we're glad you're here.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank
Be
you.
careful, that's like
And,
Sheldon's
and
spot.
That's kind of, it's perfectly distanced in the room, yeah. And we're very glad that Cheryl came up with you. Hi, Cheryl.
Hey.
Thanks for being here. His number one supporter. Behind the cameras, we've got Ben Tigner, as always. Thanks, Ben. Bringing us our mailbag and upcoming events and generally keeping the whole thing together while all of us make sure that we fall apart is our friend Darren back there, Darren Thompson. Darren, thanks for everything that you do. Coming to us from Grand Rapids, we let him out of the city for a day or so a month, is Dirk Hughes. Dirk, thanks for being here with our Masonic Minute. Yeah, that was pretty. Woo! There was a boo. Oh, thank God! I thought I heard a boo come out of. There's not that many of us in here.
It's the Lou Whitaker effect.
And our audience of two, Bill and Cheryl. So again, thank you very much for being here. And yeah, so as you can see, I'm sure that you've noticed by now that Christmas has exploded all over the Trowel Time set. Which is generally a very elaborate set, I might add. Yeah, so I'm going to assume that this was facilitated by Tammy. Would I be correct in that back there?
100%.
I think you would be 100% correct.
100%. All right. So Tammy, thank you for all that you do for us and for making the place look Christmassy. It certainly does. So thank you for that. Tom, what's happening in the world of lodges and ritual and
Well,
all
we
that kind
are
of stuff?
we are in the middle of installation season. There's a lot of installations going on, and
Absolutely.
I was at 4 last week, and I started out this week. We've done 2, and there's a few more on the schedule. Check the weekly news, Hiram's Herald, and you can see the upcoming events. And check out all the installations. If you have time, attend one.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great place.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
And excited about the joint degrees that we're going to have scheduled with Prince Hall in the coming year. We're doing things a little bit different this year. February 1st, which is a Saturday, will be at the Port Huron Masonic Temple, and the Prince Hall will select one of their lodges to perform their entered apprentice degree. We will only have 2 candidates, one from the Prince Hall affiliation and one from the Michigan Grand Lodge. So we won't have the cluster of trying to herd everybody in
Right.
as we had the last couple of years.
Right.
Then the 1st of March will be at the Roseville Temple,
Okay.
and we'll be performing the Fellowcraft degree with the officers of Roseville and their team, Fellowcraft team. They do a great job.
They do.
If you have a minute, come and see that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then the 5th of April will be at the Detroit Masonic Temple, and the Grand Lodge of Prince Hall affiliation, Grand Lodge of Michigan, will perform the Master Mason degree. All of these times and events will be listed in the weekly Hiram's Herald. Pay attention, look up, you'll find exactly what time everything will start.
Yeah.
And the other
great
thing I'd
stuff.
like to say is it's the holiday season. It doesn't matter what sect we belong to, what deity we pray to, but let's take time to spend with our families and make some memories, because that's what it's all important.
Yeah.
It's the children and the grandchildren will remember that long after we're gone. So make memories this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my granddaughter, who is not spoiled in any way,
No, oh, I'm sure.
has had 3 Christmases already and is looking forward to the 4th and final one. Well, we're looking to the 4th and final one. I don't know if she is or not. But we had a great time up here on the campus at the Masonic Home in the Doeg. We had Santa came and
Great.
his elves, and we had a great time. Everybody did a good job. And we had we had hundreds of kids come through when we did that. So all of them got a coloring book and some crayons, and we had hot chocolate, and it was just a great event. So thanks to all who made that event possible here, and especially to Santa for taking time out of his busy schedule to come down to Alma, Michigan, the garden spot of Michigan.
It's not Garden City?
No.
Literally?
No.
Okay.
No, sorry. This time of year, I have gotten a lot of dues notices. Now, I belong to a lot of lodges, so that's not uncommon, right?
Correct.
But one of the things, Brother Secretary, so this is a pitch from Bill to me to you. In Grandview, on that dues notice, that whole bottom piece of that can have text put in it. Am I correct in that?
That's what it's meant for, yes.
That's what it's meant for. And I can tell you that all of mine have come completely blank. They haven't had a thing in them. Not even a thank you for paying your dues. So secretaries, take some time next year. If you don't know how to do it, there's videos on it, right?
There's a video, there's a how-to PDF posted in Grandview and on the Grand Lodge website.
Or call
Or
Darren.
contact Darren.
Or contact Darren, and he can help you. But it's a great opportunity. Maybe not the best opportunity to communicate with your brothers, but you got to mail the dues notices, and here's an opportunity to fill that up. So take some time and do that. Then in the new year, I want us to really focus, and we're going to do every month in Trowel Time, we're going to highlight kind of some best practices for communicating with your membership, because we're not doing a real good job of it. I wish we were, but we're not. So there are some lodges that do a really good job of communicating with their members. We want to make sure that they're recognized for that. And for other ones that are struggling a little bit with that, we want to give you some tips and tools on some ways that you can communicate with your members better, more effectively, meaning at a lower cost. So let's commit to 25 being a year when we really reach out and communicate with our membership. It's absolutely crucial that we do that. If we don't, I really fear that they don't have a clue what's going on inside of our lodges, and there are some really good things happening in Freemasonry today. I want you folks to be a part of that. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, and we've got some other things that we're going to talk about, and then we'll do mailbag and upcoming events. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for the latest Masonic apparel, materials, and literature from the craft? Look no more. At MichiganMasonicStore.com, you can find everything from hats and shirts to tumblers, blankets, and books. Our shirts come in a range of sizes and with logos and branding custom stitched for the Michigan Masons. Don't wait. Visit MichiganMasonicStore.com now.
Breaking news flash. Everybody in Trowel Time land, we've just been handed this announcement that we are thrilled to announce a huge opportunity for some lodges to receive a significant increase to their lodge charity account. All of you know what that is. Stay tuned to Trowel Time in the future and keep an eye on your emails and mail for more details and announcements. Worshipful Masters and Secretaries, you'll be receiving news about that very shortly, about this wonderful new opportunity. So you don't want to miss it. This has been a breaking news flash from Trowel Time.
Every day we make choices. Choices to help ourselves. Choices that help those around us. When it's time to make a choice about your senior living options, consider Masonic Pathways. We offer choices for entertainment, socialization, and most importantly, choices that make life easier for you. When it's time to discuss choices in your life, make Masonic Pathways your first choice and contact our care team today.
So, talking about lodges, talking about, being active and getting out of your houses, folks, and going to lodge, and how crucially important it is that we do that as people. So, to that end, on January 24th, in the Doeg Chapel, we will be hosting a film that is developed and participates or includes Robert Putnam. And some of you might remember that name, but Robert Putnam wrote a book years ago. It was actually one of the first things that we talked about when we were working with Masonic Renewal back in the late 80s. That's how long ago it was, called Bowling Alone. And the impetus for that book was that Robert Putnam's friend owned a bowling alley, and And what his friend said was that there are more people today bowling than ever before, but they're bowling alone. So the number of leagues was declining, but the number of bowlers was increasing. And men wanted to bowl alone, and that's where that book came from. He wrote several other books since then, and he's still on kind of a crusade, if you will, to make Americans most especially aware of the importance of fraternal, civic, service, and social groups in our nation, and that it's absolutely vital, not only for the health of the country and our states and communities, but also ourselves and our families to have these kinds of social connections. So, I remember back when I was a boy, my mom belonged to a bridge club. She had a sewing circle and some other things that they did all the time. But she had all of these very strong social groups. And today, unfortunately, most people don't have those anymore. I have lodge, and I go to lodge, and you have lodge, and you go to lodge, and we go all the time. We've got connections. We've got people all around our world that we can call on for help, that make us happy, that bring us a laugh, and that we can share ourselves with when we're not too happy. And a lot of people don't have that. So this movie is called Join or Die, and it's really a powerful film, and we want to have a conversation. So come on up, grab your lodge membership, come on up and spend some time with us, and we'll talk about what we can do to help increase activity and membership, not just for Masonry. So bring your wives, bring your kids, and let's have some time together talking about what we can do to build social capital and increase the kinds of clubs and services that we know make a community a better place to live. This is open to any service club, so Lions, Moose, Elks, JCs, Rotarians, any churches, any temples or synagogues that want to come on up. This is it's a free night. We'll have some snacks and we'll have some conversation about what we can do to build those kinds of programs back into our communities and take advantage of the things that they bring us. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope to see you soon. Darren's going to post a picture of that flyer for you, and there's no cost, but we just want to have a good head count. So if you're going to come up, we look forward to seeing you then.
And you can also find that in Hiram's Herald.
Absolutely.
Also find that in Hiram's Herald. Thank you, Darren. One more quick break, and we'll be right back with our mailbag and updates.
Have you always wanted to create a will but not sure where to begin? We will make it easy for you to create a legally valid will in 20 minutes or less. The best part, it's completely free. Go to our website to look through our planned giving options. You can choose to leave a gift to MMCF, the Michigan Masonic Home, or your lodge or chapter's charity account, changing lives for future generations. This service is free whether you choose to leave a gift or not. Don't delay. Start your legacy today.
Welcome back, and Darren, take it
Yes.
away with the mailbag.
Oh yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
All right, we have a few mailbag questions this month. The first one is from Brother Carl Shipper at Garden City, the aforementioned Garden City, 587.
Yes.
And he says, the Blue Book states that a member who has not paid his dues is considered delinquent. Is a delinquent member considered being a member one who is not in good standing? So is there a difference between being delinquent and not in good standing?
Well, if the dues come due January 1st, if you don't pay your dues, you are delinquent. If you don't have, you can go to your own lodge, but if you do not have a dues card, you can't really go to other lodges.
Correct.
Because if they ask you for your dues card, you are not a member in good standing to visit other lodges. You are delinquent in your dues to your lodge.
Yeah, I would say you are not in good standing because you're delinquent.
Correct.
So you're not in good standing.
And you shouldn't have that dues card without, the secretary shouldn't send that to you until you've paid,
That's
because that's your
absolutely
verification that you're good for the year. So.
Right. If you're delinquent, you are not in good standing. That's what I would say. Does that make sense? Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
This one came to us, and I don't know that we have a definite answer yet, but we are efforting it. Brother Nathan Chance, Senior Deacon of Grand Ledge 179, Army vet, scout leader. Shout out to Troop 260, chartered by Grand Ledge Lodge. He is very knowledgeable in flag etiquette, and his simple question is, why during our communications do we place the flag in the south?
Mm-hmm.
And I have the proceedings that Bob referred me to that says the procedure to do that, but it doesn't really say the why necessarily.
Well, it did, though. It said that it was in proper keeping with flag protocol. So I would assume that someplace back in 1963,
I think it was 3, yes.
1963, that they at some point had decided that proper flag etiquette would indicate that the flag be in the south.
Yep. So this is an amendment that was submitted at that annual communication, and
Right.
cutting it down, it says the lodge shall display the flag of the United States of America in the lodge room during all regular and special communications. The flag shall be suspended on a staff placed at the south side of the altar.
Mm-hmm.
And then under the reason, it says the proposal will arrange the regulations, edict, and decision in a logical sequence and will further provide language consistent with the flag code as approved by the Congress of the United States. So we may need to find a 1963 version of the flag code to
Somebody might need to. Yeah.
find out the why, but
Yeah. I don't. Are there volunteers for that?
I think Dirk said he would.
I think that would be an ideal job for Dirk. He's right in that world. Yeah, I'd be interested in hearing what. I don't know why it came to the floor. That's what we can't go back and really understand why all those things happened. So
Right.
the best that we can say is that somebody did the due diligence back then to understand where the proper place was for it, and I'll go with that. So
Okay. We've got a couple theories, but nothing concrete.
I don't even have a theory.
Do you want to?
I have a theory.
Do you?
If it's supposed to be to the right of the speaker of the lodge is the volume of sacred law. So it's to the right of the volume of sacred law.
Okay.
That's my theory.
Makes
Your
perfectly
theory.
good sense to me.
Another one.
Ben is shrugging his shoulders, saying it makes sense to him.
Shrugs are
So
good.
there we are. Yeah.
I had
All
said
right.
to Dirk we should just ask the Bible, why in the south and your duty there? But
So there's obviously some conflicting. Yeah. All right. More to come
Okay.
on a future
yes,
Trowel time.
stay tuned. We may have some more
There may be more discussion. on
right or
this.
wrong nuggets to pass along.
That's right. It's a good question. Intriguing.
And our final question comes to us from Alma Lodge 244 and a new worshipful master there
Wow.
who had a degree last week and had quite a few visitors from the Grand Line, including the Grand Master. And this new worshipful master, later on that night, was in his chair and kind of sat up, horrified, and thought, I think I was supposed to take my hat off in the presence of the Grand Master. So is that true, and when should that happen in the process of receiving the Grand Master?
Well, if you check the monitor, the 2018 version, which is available on Grandview, you'll notice a hat presentation that's in there. And it explains that you remove your hat in the presence of the Grand Master during a prayer or at any other time in a place of worship. And so if the Grand Master comes into your lodge, you should remove your hat in his presence.
Upon
But I-
his entrance.
And he would wear his if he was presiding.
Correct.
Right.
As he was not presiding, you wear the hat. So take it off when you introduce him, and when we gave him grand honors, and but then after his comments and he sits down, you put your hat back on. Would you agree?
I agree with that.
Okay.
Who was that new worshipful master, Darren?
It may have been this guy,
Bert Sokolakis.
Bert Sokolakis. We had an entered apprentice degree, and I want to thank the Grand Master, Grand Secretary, Grand Lecturer, Grand
Yeah.
Treasurer were all there.
Did a great
Most
night.
of Brother Bob, a couple other past grands. It was a good night.
It was a good night.
So,
A lot of fun.
Did a great job.
great new candidate.
That's
Great new
when
brother now.
when you come away from that lodge, you have such a good, warm feeling
Yeah.
about the proceedings, and
The weather notwithstanding.
Yeah.
it was a great night.
Okay.
All right. And one more mailbag item, and I may have Brother Bill come over and talk for a second about this, but our Breckenridge Lodge number 406 made a donation that made the front page of our local paper. And Brother Bill, who is the sitting master for about another week, or a couple more weeks. Would you like to come over and just explain what happened with this donation, how it came to be?
Sure. Breckenridge Lodge has one of the things they like to do with their charity is feed the hungry. It seems that we've got several food pantries that we donate to, and we also did some dinners for the community. What we like to do is reach out and get to know everybody and try to let the community know we're there and help people in poverty. It's the same thing with Ithaca Lodge. That's one thing that's nice about the Michigan Masonic Charitable Foundation, given that stipend or whatever it would be every year, is it allows lodges with less funds to be able to give that money. And one thing I like to do is I like to give a little article in the paper and explain to the community what Masonry is, because a lot of people don't even know, and give them a chance to possibly join or look into more information, give them a website link, and I just think it's something we should all be doing. And what I did with this is I got together with we got together as a lodge. We got together with My Michigan Foundation, which is Mid-Michigan Health or Michigan Health or the hospital. They have their own foundation and everything, and we got with them. They've got a food pantry here over at the hospital. So I figured it would be a little something joint effort between the two organizations and the lodge. So that's what we do. That's like I said, with Ithaca and Breckenridge. When I was master of both lodges there, we've done a lot with putting in newspaper articles and everything and explaining what Masonry is to the community. So
Thank you, Bill. Breckenridge is a lodge very dear to my heart, as many of you know. So it's a good lodge. Thank you, Bill. You do good stuff. Darren, upcoming events.
Upcoming events. All right, so the aforementioned Join or Die movie is coming up January 24th. I'll just reiterate that. It's free, but you do need to register, so there's a link to do that because we have limited seating. So there's a link on our calendar and in Hiram's Herald, and there's a QR code on the flyer that we're showing you right now. So please register for that and come up for a great night. Installations are rolling along. We're winding down kind of for December. December 28th will be St. John's Ovid. Into January, we've got a few, including Lansing 33, which is also their 175th anniversary celebration. That's going to be on January 10th. And our crack staff has determined that the 175th anniversary is known as the Demi-Semi-Sepcentennial. So congratulations to Lansing on that.
Wow, that
So-
makes me want to drink.
Yes. So everybody's welcome to come out to that January 10th. They do need RSVPs, as you see on the flyer there on your screen.
All right.
Detroit Lodge number 2 is installing on January 11th. That's also on your screen. Again, they need RSVPs. And our oldest lodge, Zion Lodge number 1, their installation will be on Saturday, January 18th.
Okay.
And check Hiram's Herald and our Grand Lodge calendar for more installations coming up around the state.
Absolutely.
We have a joint degree exemplification coming up in February. That is going to be February 8th at the Detroit Masonic Temple. That's the Grand Lodge of Michigan and the Grand Lodge of Canada in the province of Ontario. That is going to be at 1 o'clock, the Grand Lodge of Michigan will do an exemplification of the EA degree, and at 3 o'clock, the Grand Lodge of Canada in Ontario will do the Fellowcraft degree. And then there's a dinner to follow. So there's registration required for that. And again, information on Hiram's Herald and on the Grand Lodge calendar.
Very good. All right.
Absolutely.
So
Lots of good stuff starting up, going to happen soon.
lots of good stuff. We're
Yeah.
hitting 2025 running.
Thank you, Darren.
Yes.
Good job.
Somewhat hesitant applause for Darren on that one. I'm not sure why.
It's understood.
All right, Dirk Hughes.
And I don't believe in time.
Thank you, Bob. In keeping with the holiday theme, thought I'd do today's Masonic Minute on Brother Augustus B. Woodward, who some people believe, though may not have invented Christmas, brought the best Christmas gift or gift to the Michigan Territory. We'll get to that later. A little bit of teaser. He was born in 1774 in New York. His father served in the Continental Army during the Revolutionary War. Brother Woodward graduated from Columbia College in New York, moved to Philadelphia to work as a clerk in the U.S. Treasury Department, and then practiced as an attorney in Washington, D.C. While in Washington, D.C., he got to know and become friends with President Thomas Jefferson, our third president of the United States, sharing many scientific and educational interests. In March of 1805, President Jefferson appointed Brother Woodward as Michigan Territory's first Chief Justice. And one of the first things he did upon his arrival in Detroit in June of 1805 was plan the rebuilding of that city after it was practically destroyed by a fire the month prior. Now, in that project, he drew heavily from Pierre L'Enfant's layout of Washington, D.C., creating a series of wide avenues radiating out from a circular plaza like spokes of a wheel. One of those main avenues, originally called Courthouse Avenue during planning, was renamed Woodward Avenue by city planners, but Brother Augustus, being modest, said they must have named that because it went toward the woods. Though his name on the road survived, his original city planning did not, in favor of a more traditional grid setup supported by then-Governor and Masonic brother Lewis Cass. But perhaps Brother Woodward's greatest claim to fame, depending on what college you root for, is the greatest gift he ever brought to the Michigan Territory. He was instrumental in getting legislation passed and initial funding for the first public university west of the Allegheny Mountains in 1817. That university still exists, and you may be more familiar with its current name of the University of Michigan, the greatest gift ever brought to the Michigan Territory, except for my Michigan State fans. Anyway, Brother Woodward was initiated, passed, and raised in Detroit's Zion Lodge in 1808, though at the time Zion was under the Grand Lodge of New York. He would pass away in June of 1827, just a couple of weeks shy of the one-year anniversary of the formation of the Grand Lodge of Michigan, which was formed in June 24th of 1826. So he was a Grand Lodge of Michigan member for a year. And there you go. Brother Augustus B. Woodward. Christmas Mason.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Dirk. I don't know if U of M is the greatest Christmas gift ever, but all right.
It's going to provoke some controversy.
I think it will. Yes, stay tuned for an upcoming edition of Trowel Time. I'm sure that one's going to get us some response. All right, and with that, we have an homage to Sweden, of course. All of those of you who are so inclined indulge in lutefisk. The rest of us will continue to live. Happy holidays. Have a great Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Blessed New Year, and just enjoy each other's company. In January, go to Lodge. Get back into Lodge. Yeah, the world's a better place because of it. You will be too. Darren, hit it.
Good Yule, Sweden.
Isn't it good? See you next time on Trowel Time. Bye-bye.